Greetings, Real Rambles back again. Today I'm going to tell you about an episode named Small Town from the fantasy series, The Twilight Zone. Spoilers to follow. Enjoy the ride. The episode begins as the TV news reports the death of Littleton Town's mayor, Trina Grant. The news pays tributes and thoughts to the friends and family of the mayor. Trina was instrumental in transforming the town into a fruitful tourist spot. But the new mayor, John Conley, is in support of extending the nearby freeway and cutting the town off from it. Conley isn't popular by the town, as he never officially won an election and only was appointed based on the succession law. A year later, Littleton is in terrible condition. The shortfall of tourism has led to most of the townspeople to go poor. The exception, though, is Mayor Conley, who owns the bank and drives a jazzy sports car. Trina's widowed husband, Jason Grant, now resides in a church attic, working as the church handyman. A young boy named Emilio brings supplies to Jason and presents him his drawings of the town's mayor. As they converse, Emilio asks Jason the reason why he's living in the attic. Jason reveals that he never fully recovered from his wife's death and now chooses to spend most of his time there rather than his own home, reciting Trina's suggestion to be closer to God. Later that day, Jason gets permission from the church's pastor, Michelle, to clean out the attic while cleaning out the back corner. He discovers a large model of the town and places it up on two stands. He turns a key on its side and lights within all the model buildings flicker on and off. He is fascinated by its precise details but becomes unnerved when he peers into the church's window to see a tiny figure that resembles him. He brushes it aside and sprays some water on the church to clear the dust off. At that moment it starts raining outside. The next morning, Jason is having breakfast at the Busy Bee Diner. He talks with Anna, the diner waitress, and Emilio's mom. Then he hears two men talking about yesterday's rain. They find it weird that it lasted only a few seconds and was isolated to one block of the town. He then hears Anna telling Emilio they will be painting the diner tomorrow. Jason heads back to the church and uses Pastor Michelle's peach nail polish to paint the model diner. The next morning the town wakes up to a new peach paint job on the diner, but nobody knows who did it, which agitates Anna at first, but she eventually warms up to it, as it cheers the town up. As Jason quietly takes pride in his phantom-like deed, he sees an elderly woman trip in a pothole. He rushes to her to help. The old man accompanying her tells Jason that they had put in a request for the mayor to fix the hole a while ago, but the town mayor Conley has neglected their wishes. Jason takes the suggestion box with him to fix the town's problem himself. Jason goes through each suggestion and fixes many things around the model town. For every pothole and tree stump, he fixes it immediately, which fixes itself in real life. He even goes as far to test the model's power by placing a chicken bone on the model street. A life-size chicken bone then appears on the real street. The town reacts positively, but they also suspect Mayor Conley is behind the antics due to the upcoming election season. This bothers Jason, particularly because he despises the mayor. After much contemplation, Jason decides to build a model sign declaring Littleton as the most magical small town in America. He places it on the corner of the model. The next day hundreds of travelers exit off the road and the town flourishes again. Jason attends Pastor Michelle's morning service where she preaches about the mystery helper who has been dubbed El Ayudante. As a prideful Jason plays with his gold wedding ring, a churchgoer loudly theorizes the helper is Conley. Conley, who is at the service, does not deny it but accepts the townspeople's gratitude regardless. An angry Jason plots revenge on Conley, and he drops a pebble on a model car. The following morning the town wakes up to find a meteor has totaled Conley's sports car. He furiously demands any information, then sees Emilio laughing. He grabs his notebook and sees he has drawn his smashed car. Conley verbally attacks him, causing an angry Anna to defend her son. Conley regains himself and talks charismatically to the rest of the town. A political speech ends with him calling himself El Ayudante, drawing cheers from the crowd, together with an angry stare from Jason. Later that evening, Jason places a tarantula in the model town. Around the same time Conley is taking a leisurely stroll. A huge building-sized tarantula creeps down the street and petrifies Conley. As a satisfied Jason takes the spider off the model, the giant life version gets pulled up into the sky. Conley is shaken and looks around but finds nothing. Emilio paints a large multicolored spider on the wall the next morning. A paranoid Conley sees it while walking down the street and demands answers from Emilio. Anna steps in and angrily tells Conley to take it up with her if he has an issue with her son. Pastor Michelle checks in on Jason one evening and they discuss the town's recent turnarounds. Jason insists Conley is not the mystery helper, but Michelle corrects him and says, anyone is capable of good change, even the most stubborn ones. He stops terrorizing Conley and returns to his good deeds, now adding more lights to the Littleton sign. While the new sign reappears and shines bright, it drains too much electricity and the town loses power. An emergency town meeting is held in the church. The townspeople are obviously panicked and demand Conley to fix it, but he fails to say anything, causing the people to accuse him of trying to kick everyone out of town for a political agenda. He cowardly leaves the church and spots Emilio across the street drawing into his notebook. Conley grabs it out of his hands and shows the town his drawings, linking the boy to every recent bizarre happening. The town starts diving into mayhem, with most of them demanding solutions from Conley. With no other choice, Jason finally admits to being behind everything. He insists he only wanted to help the town while only nearly destroying it. To prove it, Jason goes up to the church attic and places his engagement ring beside the model, mentally apologizing to his wife for letting her down. He then lights some matches in the street of the model. This causes a bonfire to appear in the real street. Conley and the sheriff intrude on Jason and witness the model in action. Conley gets evil thoughts and ponders turning the town into the new Vegas with the model's powers. He demands the sheriff to take it. Jason fights him for control, causing them to bump into the model. An earthquake outside erupts as the three fight and accidentally knock the model off the stands. The following day we see Anna, Jason and Pastor Michelle walk in the streets. Jason says the model is now broken, so he has no way to re-establish the town. However, his engagement ring has landed in the town in real life. It is huge, and they figure that the massive ring will provide the money for the town to be re-established. A nearby newscaster reports it as one of the largest pieces of gold ever found, suggesting that the town will flourish. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.